Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's Daily Recap is for Tuesday, January the 14th, 2025. Wow. First and foremost, I did not know this yesterday when I did the recaps, but I'm going to start today off first and foremost with giving just a little tribute there to Leslie Charleson. She, in loving memory of her, our prayers go out to her and her family. She passed away on the 12th of this month, which would have been Sunday. Sunday. She was 79 years old. She played Monica Quartermain for almost 50 years. Wow. She's the only Monica I ever knew. I did have to look it up. There was a person who did originate the role of Monica, but she didn't have it nowhere near the amount of years and decades that Leslie had the role of Monica Quartermain. And I mean, goodness, ever since I can remember the Quartermain family, Monica has been around and involved. I can remember when she and Alan got married the first time. They got married more than once, but got married the first time. So anyway, our prayers go out to the family, and she is gonna dearly be missed. But apparently, she had been suffering a lot of falls and not being able to recover fully from her falls. Now, what was interesting to me is on yesterday's General Hospital, where I pointed out that house that was in that window that shouldn't have been, right? Um, Tracy was talking to Stella, and she was remember what she was saying about she feels her sparring partner has lost her spark, and she thinks news of Michael is just really not setting well with Monica, and she was worried about Monica. That scene, because GH is taped 2 months ahead of time. That scene was a new scene they added in. Because if you notice, even though with soaps it does, things can be out of place, but if you notice, that was out of place. Nothing happening 2 months ago, with the only exception of kids in the house, right? Uh, was new. This was brand new. They kind of wanted to set a little staging for whatever they're going to do with Monica's character. Let's face it, they are not going to recast. She is such an icon, and her iconic character and iconic actress. You don't recast Monica. They had, when she had been on different stints from her falls trying to recover, they did have, you know, an actress standing in for her. But that, for one, we have existed for what, 6, 7 years now, with Monica being away in conferences, being upstairs, not coming. We're used to them using Monica's name and not seeing her. And it kind of makes me wonder, remember Graham, Elizabeth's Graham, the one that played Audra? Did that actress pass away? I kind of think she did. Because if you notice, Elizabeth, but they didn't do any tribute to her. A daily recap, Comic Corner fans, let me know. The one that played Audra, Elizabeth's grandmother, Graham, who always babysat her kids, did that actress pass away? I cannot remember. Steve Hardy's, the love of his life, right? Anyway, so they're going to set a stage for writing out Monica. I hope they do not take as long as they took when they wrote out the actress that played Bobby Spencer. And I forgot, I apologize, forgot her name, but um that took way too long. Hopefully they do this faster within a matter of 2 months, because they're 2 months ahead. Now they could start filming the exit of the character Monica. I hope, and it's my guesstimate about the Quartermain mansion, Monica will not leave that to Tracy. Nor should she. Alan gave that house to Monica. Actually, I think Alan had that house built. I don't think the parents originally that was not their house. They didn't just give it to Alan. I think Alan had that house built for Monica and moved everybody in, right? Um, hmm. Or was it always the Quartermain house? This is why I need some help too. Comment corner. Was that Lila and Edward's original house? No, I don't think so. But comment corner, correct me if I'm wrong. Do a little research on that. Because Alan gave it to Monica. And if it was Lila and Edwards, that wasn't Alan's to give, right? I honestly believe Monica's not going to give it to Tracy. She's going to keep it in her genetic line. She considers Jason her son. She accepted Drew as her son, but remember, she's very upset with what Drew did with Willow because Tracy made mention of it, or somebody made mention how Monica is so. I think it was Tracy. Monica's so upset. She was upset when Jason and Drew fought. Um, she's more tied and emotionally connected to Jason. She raised Jason. Just found out a blue Drew out the blue 5 years ago, six maybe, possibly six, right? She accepted him or accepted him, but no, her kinship, she is Jason's mother. Drew never could looked at Monica as his mother. Jason still does. I think she'll leave the house to Jason, or she'll leave it to Michael. Or she'll leave it to Michael. We'll have to see how they choose to write that. I would love to see personally. I think I would like to see the house go to Michael personally. The longevity of the character, even though Jason is a staple, but Steve Burton playing Jason, it's always iffy. He tends to leave the show, right? Michael's just taking some time away. When he comes, Chad, when he comes back, he's a long, even if they have to recast, I think that should go through Michael's bloodline. Because Michael's bloodline is AJ's bloodline. Monica's biological son, AJ. So I would think that Michael should be the true inheritor of the Quartermain estate in the mansion. I really do. And I think he will be a fair, shall I say, landlord. Because nobody will look. No landlord, nobody paying rent up in there. Uh House manager. What would you call him? Because Tracy's the watchdog, even though she doesn't have a say. But look, if Lulu wanted to move in, Tracy would let her, because that's just Tracy, right? Um, but we'll see what they're going to do with that and how they're going to really, really do the send off for Monica. I think it'll be emotional. I really do. Um, oh, wow. And they'll probably wait until Chad is back. So anyway, let's go to the recap. I didn't do a lot of pictures today because there really was no need, nothing really to scream and shout about. Willow went to pick up her kids and stopped at the house to pack up their things, and Wiley was like, "Wait a minute, why aren't we waiting here for Daddy to come home?" Because see, remember, Grandma Nina's was just supposed to be a fun sleepover. Well, now he's seeing, huh? Right? And so Willow tries to explain that yes, he got hurt and he's getting better. And he goes, well, can we go to the hospital and wave at him through the window, through the glass like we did you when you were sick? And she goes, oh, he's not sick like I was sick. It's a little different. And the doctors are working on him, and they're not letting people see him right now. Thinking, oh, they're letting people look through that glass. Just not the kids. You would never want kids to see that. But Willow had the nerve to speak out of this. I love Michael. I'll get to her and Sasha later. You loved him so much that while you were there blackmailing his parents, you didn't bother to go take a peek. You didn't bother. You're a nurse, chick. You're a nurse. You would think she would have wanted to go. I'm still Michael's wife. You would think she would have wanted to go and lay her eyes on her husband. Not Willow, because she had Drew there to fall into his arm. What, Michael who? Huh? Right? So Sasha, the nanny that was watching the kids, she came up to the main house and Sasha says, oh, wait, did you bring Wiley and Amelia up here? Did you took them their lunch, right? And she goes, yeah, but they're going to have to take their lunch to go because their mother is there packing up things. She's taking the kids. And Sasha's like, the heck she is. Sasha doesn't know. And Tracy doesn't know the deal that Sonny and Carly made with, this blackmail settlement, right? Which was a ridiculous one because you give and you get. They agree to hand over the kids just so they could see their. No, it would be you sign over medical guardianship over Michael. You sign that over to me and Carly. See, we'll give the kids back, but you sign it over. Point blank. Sonny brokered a horrible deal, in my opinion, but okay. So anyway, Carly is standing by. Oh, let me stay right there on the Willow situation. So Sasha gets down there and she goes, Wiley, Amelia, I caught you before you left. Great grandma Monica wanted me to make you some special cookies. They're at the main house waiting for you. And Willow says, we're getting ready to go. And Sasha looked at Willow and she goes, Monica wants you to have these cookies. And she looked at Willow. Go on up to the main house and get them. And Willow looked at her. So the nanny, Sasha looks at the nanny and says, okay, you could take them to the main house. And Willow says, and I'll be up to get you shortly. Telling Wiley this. And I'm thinking, where's your backbone? Oh, Drew wasn't there. See, because without Drew being there, you let the cook, because she's not even your friend anymore, you let the cook get your kids away from you. Take control, right? Willow, you should have been backbone enough and said, why didn't you bring the cookies down here? Seriously. Oh, you made some cookies? Oh, okay. Have them delivered to Nina's house. You know where Nina lives? But no, Willow had no backbone. So she and Sasha are talking. And Willow, okay, she got an attitude against Sasha still about Sasha telling Michael about the kiss. And Sasha's don't care. Thank goodness, Sasha. Don't care. And she goes, you're trying to take Amelia and Wiley away again? And so Willow says, not that this is any of your business, but they are my children and I have a right to take them. And Sasha's like, they're Michael's children too. And, you know, I forget what she says about Michael. And Willow looked at her and said, are you now Michael's protector? And she puts her hand on her hip. And Sasha looks at Willow and says, I am Michael's friend. Apparently the only one. And looking at Willow. And she goes, you know, Willow, I stepped aside and paved the way for you and Michael to be together because I felt you were better for him than me. She says, obviously, I was wrong. And Willow says, there's a deal has been made, you know, between Carly and Sonny, and I'm allowing them access to Michael, and they're giving me my kids. And Sasha looks, she says, so you mean to tell me you were using Michael's children? You were blackmailing as a bargaining chip to let Michael's parents be with their son? And Willow said, I will do anything to have my children with me. They belong with me. And she says, and maybe if you were and Sasha looks at her, oh, no, if you were a parent, she says, you would, and Willow kind of realized what she says. Oh, I would understand, huh? She goes, you know, Willow, wow, like this is you now. I, I couldn't see that coming. Sasha's like, wow. And so Willow says, nothing is going to keep me from my children. So she's getting their bags. And Sasha says, you know what, Willow? You better take a good look around here because you're never coming back here. And Willow looked at her. She kind of glanced around. She says, there is nothing here that I want. As long as I have my children, that's all I want from here. Whoa, okay. How quickly she has walked away from her marriage, how quickly she severed really any emotional tie. Because she goes, I love Michael. And Sasha's like, no, not by the way you're acting. Nah. And then she tried to throw in the fact, yeah, you should know you came here lying, you lied, you ran a scheme on Nita. And Sasha's just letting her throw shade. And then she came right back at Willow. And Willow couldn't say anything. Now I thought Drew would have been there with her, but Drew was busy going to Nina's. And he's telling me, and what was interesting through the whole back and forth with Nina, I still don't understand what was Drew's purpose in going there. Saying, I love your daughter, Nina. And if this hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. That was not my intention, but what Willow and I share. And she goes, what Willow and you share? Really, Drew? She goes, you gaslighted Willow's marriage, took a torch to it. And no, Willow and I, we fought our feelings for months. It was just like a canned statement. We fought our feelings for months. We couldn't fight them anymore. our feelings are real for each other. She says, real. And so she goes, uh, so much so you would break up your nephew's marriage? And he goes, there were cracks in that marriage that had nothing to do with me. Cracks in it. Says, one of the things is trust. And just the pompousness of Drew talking to Nina, just his face and everything. And Nina says, "Oh, but you got honesty in your relationship with Willow, huh, Drew? So honest that you failed to tell her that. Oh, by the way, I was sleeping with your mother." And Drew looked at her and said, "That goes both ways. I see you haven't told her that we were sleeping together, either, Nina. So, like, don't throw that in my face." And like I said, I still don't know what his real reason was coming, what reason he had to come to Nina's place, right? And so Nina gets a call and she's like, "Oh no." And it was Martin, because Martin came over. And as you can see, Martin's trying to get the kids from Tracy. And Tracy's like, "You ain't taking these kids nowhere." Tracy didn't know, though, that it was Sasha that stopped them from being taken right there from the gatehouse. Tracy didn't know. The kids are actually back up to the main house right now. And Willow's going to have to come up to the main house. So, anyway, Tracy says, "You do whatever you have to do. You file whatever writ, whatever appeal you have, and my army of attorneys that I pay have an answer for each and every piece of paper you file. You go right ahead, do your best." He goes, "The grandparents, Carly and Sonny Corinthos, have made an agreement with my client, Willow Corinthos." And so Tracy said, "Well, Michael Corinthos did not make an agreement. He's lying in a bed, critical condition. Their great grandmother, Monica Quartermain, wants them in this house under this roof. They are Quartermains. They belong here. So Monica wants them here. They're going to be here." And Martin is like, and he's telling Lulu, "I would think that." So Lulu says, "Well, I think we're done here." And he goes, "I would think of all people, from what the links you went through, a mother should be with her children. I'm surprised you would go along with this." And Tracy looked, she goes, "Ooh, that's a low blow, even for you. For one thing, Lulu has nothing to do with this." And Martin says, "Oh, I apologize, Miss Spencer." She goes, "You're dealing with me. And I'm saying you're not going to take not one." She goes, "I will have to come with police officers." Tracy said, "Dante's a police officer. He's not going to come and take Michael's kids. Chase is a police officer. I mean, Dante's a detective. Chase is a detective. He's not going to come and take Michael's kids out of here. So you're going to have to really dig deep at the PCPD for anybody that'll come here and do that." And Martin is so mad and frustrated. Tracy kicks him out, right? So we shall see um when Willow arrives up there tomorrow. My dog is whining. If you hear that, he's just been, you know, it's evening and he starts to sundown because Oliver is past 16 now. He's 16 years old, still here. So anyway, we shall see. Lulu went to Tracy wanting Tracy's money to fund her efforts to bring Charlotte home. And Tracy told her, "If you have a solid lead on Charlotte, I will give you access to the Quartermain, the ELQ's jet, and I will fund a extraction team to help you extract Charlotte. Oh, and Lulu was all happy. She goes, good, good. She's putting on her coat. I'm going to give you the information of my bank account that I just opened up yesterday. And Tracy said, whoa, 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 Lulu, Lulu, you're misunderstanding. I said, if you have a solid lead, Lulu, I'm not giving you my access to my money to burn. She goes, what? Huh? She goes, what's your lead? What's your plan? Well, I could go back to Prod and I could talk to the police there. She goes, oh, the same police that Dante, who is a police officer, they got some kind of kinship going between police. Dante questioned them and got, whatever answers they had. You're gonna get answers from them that Dante didn't get. She just looks at Tracy. She goes, or are you gonna just go knocking door to door, asking the you know the 1 million people there, have they seen her? And Lulu's just, she goes, Lulu, sit down. She says, you're just like aimlessly running around. She says, you have to be strategic in what you're going to do. You have to have a plan. She looked at Tracy. My mother and Dante said the same thing. She says, and they're right. See, my whole thing is Lulu came to that house to talk to Tracy, to get money, to go find Charlotte. Lulu still has not spent an ounce of time with her son Rocco. I just can't I can't respect that. I can't even get behind Lulu. I, I every scene I really want to I usually do fast forward the Lulu scenes, but I was more interested in Tracy talking than Lulu, right? Lulu's a big disappointment, but it's the character of Lulu, and she's always been a big disappointment, always. Now, Jocelyn and Lucky had a conversation, and they kind of shared what they knew about Cyrus because Jocelyn's back in the hospital, trying to get information, and she saw Lucky talking to a woman who ended up being over the foundation that Cyrus is going to see patients from. And Lucky was just, you know, really doing a great job of questioning her without her feeling like she was being questioned. And she says, come to find out, Cyrus approached them straight out of prison, wanting to volunteer. She said he brings in the most donations. He is our most conscientious person. He spends time seeing people in long-term care facilities, hospitals. He really spends his time with people that, don't have family, don't have anyone to sit with them. He does such good work. And Jocelyn and Lucky are looking, and Lucky says, or Lucky's talking to her first, and Jocelyn comes and just butts in. Oh, did I hear you talking about Cyrus Renault? And so the lady looks at her, and Lucky looks, yeah, we were, right? And then she goes, yes, he was at Royce Plaza collecting money, you know. And she goes, oh, he worked the entire holiday. He brought in the most money of all of our volunteers. Now remember, Cyrus had Martin put his money in a certain charity, right? I bet you this is his. And he's bringing in money for his own chair. He's funneling that money. Yeah, he's got a front and some of it's going there, but I think that's Cyrus's charity. So anyway, then Lucky and Joss were talking and they were sharing notes. And Jocelyn told Lucky about what Felicia told her about the bells. right? And I bet you Jocelyn hasn't told Anna, although if you tell Anna, boy, that still means nothing. Anna can't do nothing. And then Lucky and Lucas was visiting Liz, telling Liz, cough drop, that somebody tried to kill Michael. And they're talking, trying to go over, the strategy, and says, yeah, there's an autopsy done on that person that died in the summer in August. And then Lucky comes and he's adding in. So the three of them are talking and they're discussing Cyrus Renault. They pretty much narrowed it down to him. And they said they have to figure out a way to get information from these long-term care facilities that he has been frequenting and seeing how many of those patients died mysteriously of heart attacks. And Liz says, people die all the time in long-term care facilities. It's going to be hard for us to get at that information, but we'll have to figure out a way, because now that we know what we're looking for, we just have to figure out a way to get it. And I'm thinking GH has cameras. Get Spinelli, everybody. Spinelli can look in and see, the mysterious person in the hospital corridors. So things are kind of circling around Cyrus, which is good. This is January. Our sweeps in February, is it called February sweeps or March sweeps? I'll have to look that up for tomorrow, because I do believe the Cyrus scenario will come to a head. Although these writers have been doing things really, really fast. Sonny and Jason were talking in the chapel before Nina got there, because, I'll tell you about Nina. And they were saying, Jason says, okay, we're staying at the Metro Court. We could stay there for now. But as far as long-term security, Sonny, the Metro Court's not it. We need something better. And I'm thinking, you still own Connie's house that you bought, which is right next door to Connie's house. I mean, Carly's house. Move into that house, Sonny. You own it. It's your house. Right next door. Huge property. The last time Sonny used it is when he let Taggart stay there, when Taggart was still in hiding. Right? He still owns it. So we'll see what they're going to do with that. And I think I'm perusing my notes here. Yep, that's it. That's 100% it. We shall see what's going to happen tomorrow on General Hospital.